So we have a bunch of movies to put onto the list today, ranging from the 90s to 70s, from 1987 to 2015. We're going to dive into them. They're mostly action adventures. Well, not all mostly. I don't know. Some of these movies, they didn't really fit into other themes. Or they did, but they would have added, they would have made the other theme videos too long. So I kind of just decided, let's just, group them up and put them into just one of these fun little videos. So I'm going to start off at 93, which is Mad Max Fury Road. Growing up, I always liked the Mad Max movies. Post-apocalyptic setting, mixed with like 80s cars, and they're like the 80s style was like the best mix I could have thought of. This one flips it a bit, where Tom Hardy is the leading role. But it feels like Charlize Theron is like the more interesting character. They are making a prequel sequel to it called Furiosa. It's been in development since this movie came out. And I'm surprised that it's taken this long, because I feel like I wanted it. It's one of the few times I actually come out of a movie really, really wanting a sequel to it. This one was pretty well received and made a lot of money in the box office. So I don't know what's taken so long, really, to be honest. Everything in this was filmed with practical effects, which is always just so much better. I love it a lot more than when everything's CGI. You can tell it stands up, it holds up. There's a version to this movie where it's all it's all black and white, which is incredible. I haven't got around to watching it, but I haven't revisited this movie for a while, so maybe when I do, it'll be the black and white version. It was made in 2015, which is the second newest movie on my list. I don't know if it's just because I've become more cynical the older I get. I don't seem to enjoy as many movies as I did when I was younger. I don't know what that says about me, or if that's just the state of movies lately, or if it's like a nostalgia thing where I just seem to like movies from when I was younger. I do not know. But moving on is a movie I saw when I was younger. At number 90, we have Full Metal Jacket. And I've been told before, and I believe this, that if you take the opening half of Full Metal Jacket, so like the basic training, and then you take the war half of Platoon, you would have the perfect war movie. That is why it's on the list at number 90. I'm starting to realize that quotability of these movies means a lot to me. I think it triggers something that you remember it more often. Lee Ermey as the drill instructor is like also one of my favorite things in a movie. That whole sequence where he's just berating the privates. I know after they leave basic, when Private Pyle commits suicide, the movie kind of slows down. And to be honest, I never really made it through. Like I've seen this movie, but I every time after that basic scene, I kind of check out, and it's weird. It has this weird effect on me. I still love it, and I still love the whole movie, but it's just it's like really the first 40 minutes of it is all I need, and that's it. That's all I need from that movie. I think that it checking out might be the difference of why it's not up higher on my list than it is. But number 90 still in the top 100, so that's it. Moving just past that at number 89 is the first Mission Impossible. It's a weird, I hold this movie in a weird place in my heart, where the series became this like over the top spy thriller, and it hasn't really been my jam. I mean, I really even haven't seen some of the newer Mission Impossible movies. I know when I was younger and they came out, I was super excited to see them, and then the older I got and the less and less I was interested, it kind of fell off from me. But that's not to belittle this one at all. I really love the first Mission Impossible. It seems a little bit slower paced. It's kind of a rougher film, which I like a little bit more. It's not as streamlined. Tom Cruise is coming off of Top Gun in this one. The scene where he's flying down from the ceiling and then catches the sweat in his hand. I mean, that's amazing. I love that action scene. The ending too is great. It kind of, again, it's set up, and I don't want to keep going back to the bad of this movie, but it's set up this like he gets framed for something. He needs to clear his name. Fights a shady leader of in the military type organization, and it kind of just rinse and repeats this. But this is the first one that did that, and I love it for it. Number 88 is Kill Bill. Now you could say Kill Bill Volume 1 or Volume 2. Technically, 1 and 2 are considered one Tarantino film, I think. This is the next of the 4 Tarantino movies to appear on the list. You can love them all the same. You can go back and interchange this one with Volume 2. I like Volume 1 a little bit better. I'm more of a conflict before the resolution type person. If you could see the list of movies, you would know what I'm talking about, where I seem to like before the ending reveals itself. The Crazy 88 sequence is one of my favorite action sequences of all time in a movie. The choreography, the music, it just goes so well. This movie is so just the action sequences they're all so good. They're all so good. The music is also good. The quick pan, like the old kung fu movies, it's just a great, awesome action ride. It's funny that Uma Thurman got this role from Pulp Fiction, which we will talk about later because, spoiler, that is also on the list pretty high up. And she didn't want to do that movie, did it, loved working with Tarantino, became the star of this one. Now, he's been back and forth like for years and years about doing a Kill Bill Volume 3. And it's something that I think myself and everybody's always wanted, but he's just trying to figure out the right time and place for that. So I'm hoping that eventually someday that comes out because, that would just be amazing. But Kill Bill Volume 1 is my favorite of the 2. And I'd be curious to see whether most people like Volume 1 or Volume 2 more. So, number 77 is Pirates of the Caribbean. Or Caribbean, however you want to pronounce it. What is the actual pronunciation of that? I wonder. Coming from a film series that was hard to decide which one I liked over Kill Bill 1 or 2, this one is pretty easy. The first Pirates is really, really, really good. I think later on, it started to get too much of itself, and it tried to do too many things, but the first one is amazing. I truly love the very first one. It revitalized Johnny Depp's career. It led to him becoming Jack Sparrow. I mean, that's just, he's synonymous with that character now. It furthered Orlando Bloom's career and just jettisoned him into like one of the most famous stars on the planet at the time. It made pirates cool again. What a great Disney live action film that this was. The later films seem to run out of things to do with everybody, but you can always go back to Curse of the Black Pearl and just have an amazingly great time with it. Doing research for this movie and watched the trailer, and it's so good. Everything about this movie is just amazing. I love it a lot. But moving on to number 79 is American Psycho. This is a movie that, when it ends, you're just questioning what you just watched. It's one of those... No. I don't know if I can have you up here right now. Hi. You were just a little butt. You know that? Fucking dog. Matter of fact, the whole movie is meant for you to question what you watched. It's when there's a movie that ends with a "was this all in his head? Really, did he do it all? Was it real?" It kind of feels like a cheap trick sometimes, where this one doesn't come across that way. It's meant to give you that feeling like, wait, did he actually did everything all that madness and murder, that spree he just went on, did that really happen? And I like that. Normally, like I said, I roll my eyes and go, "Oh, we're doing this," but it's great. It's a really good moment in this film. Hey, you gotta stop. I'm trying to record. What's the fascination with me right now? I've been sitting here doing this recording, and now, when I get to the end of it, you want to jump all over me? Okay. You gotta lay down. If you're gonna stay up here, lay down. The horror in this feels over the top and ridiculous, but satisfying. It just keeps ramping up and ramping up, and the entire time I just watch this movie looking at Christian Bale with just complete disgust and fascination on my face the entire way. It's a very fascinating character, and it's a very fascinating movie. Number 76 is Heat, with Pacino and De Niro, Val Kilmer. I love a good heist movie, and this one I think is the one that started the passion for me. The contrast of De Niro and Pacino's character is just amazing. There's a tense diner scene when they're basically just telling each other like, "Hey, I respect you and what you're doing, but if you get in my way, I will kill you," and not even hesitate to do it. It's so good. They're just two fantastic actors just puffing their chest up, and it's just great. Rooting for the bad guy to win is difficult to do in movies. You have to write a very compelling character, and this one is that. De Niro's character is the antagonist, but he's not the person that you want to lose at all. This one also has a couple very awesome action set pieces where they're trying to rob the armored car in the beginning. Then there's the shootout after the heist at the bank. This is just a great movie that I think some people might have slept on. I mean, I don't know if you have or not, if you've seen Heat, but this might be the first one that I say that I'm telling you right now. If you haven't seen it, get your hands on it and see it after you finish watching this video. It's truly great. Going back, I mean, I've always loved this one, and I didn't have time to revisit it because there's just so many movies here that I wanted to revisit. I didn't have time to, but I reread the synopsis of it, and I was like, holy crap, I forgot how much I really love this movie, and I might, as soon as I'm done watching this, I might go watch it because it really is that good. De Niro, like I said, De Niro, Pacino, Kilmer are all so good in it, and all the extra like supporting roles are amazing in it as well. Just amazing dialogue, amazing writing, everything. So, but going along with the fact that people might not have seen some of these movies on this list so far, I might do a top 10 of the movies that are on this list that I think you should watch. To be opposite of that, next week I'm doing the top rated IMDb movies on my list. So going from a few movies that you might not have seen to movies that you most likely have seen. They're 5 all very, very good movies, including one that's in my top 15 again. Or one that's in my top 15. If you like this video, leave a like on it. Make sure to like Dags Reviews, because I post these videos in there as well. The Dags Reviews YouTube channel, they go up a little bit early, so if you want to check them out on there. And also the post that has all the movies up to date so far and what's on there. You can see that in the link in the comments below. And next week, like I said, the top IMDb movies of all time that are on my list. I will see you then.